And welcome back to Ben's Rant Nation. I'm your host, Ben. Please like and subscribe, share this video, comment below. Let me know what you think. Get into things. So, I'm making this video today to give my full support and endorsement to Kent Hizer, who's currently running in a primary for St. Joseph County Council, District I. I was originally planning to stay neutral during this primary race because I don't even live in the district, nor can I vote for either candidate. So my logic was simple. I was going to stay out of it and let the better conservative win. However, throughout the last several weeks, I've witnessed some of the most disgusting, vile, and made up personal attacks that I've ever witnessed in any other primary race. But it turns out there's only one real conservative in this race anyways. The other guy is a Ted Booker supporter. These attacks weren't just on Kent, but also on his wife. This is disgusting by any standard. To be clear, these lies and these personal attacks were coordinated by a few toxic individuals in the Republican Party who care about nothing more than power, influence, and personal agendas. Although these people started off with good intentions, and early on they did some important grassroots work, things have now changed. None of them give a damn any longer about the voters or the overall conservative agenda in this county. They're all in it for themselves. They'll do whatever it takes to destroy anybody personally who gets in their way. This is unacceptable. I will no longer stay silent. Now, let's dissect some of these personal attacks that were made against Kent Hizer and respond to them one by one. In doing so, I'll use that same logic and standard that's being applied to Kent. Lie number one, because of two Facebook posts from years ago, Kent Hizer is currently friends with Chris Riley, the president of the PHM school board. Therefore, he supports all of the political indoctrination and race hate that Riley has facilitated within the school. He's unqualified. Fact. The reality is, Kent hasn't spoken to Chris Riley in over 10 years. That's back when Riley was actually a respected conservative and chairman of the St. Joseph County Republican Party. You know who else was friends with Chris Riley 10 years ago? None other than Representative Tim Wesco. Also, last I checked, our late Congresswoman, Jackie Walorski, seen here, was also friends with Chris Riley 10 years ago. Is AAA, Andy, Ashley, and Amy now going to attack Tim Wesco or our late Congresswoman now? I digress. I seem to remember a certain Andy Rutten who went out for dinner with Chris Riley shortly following the 2022 school board elections. Not long after that dinner, I got a call from Andy himself telling me about the dinner with Chris Riley, then asking me to, quote, lower the temperature during my next school board speech. Now, if that alone doesn't disqualify him, along with his support from a local socialist named Ted Booker, I don't know what does. Maybe now you can imagine my surprise when Andy was using these two Facebook posts to connect Kent Hizer to Chris Riley while simultaneously ignoring his own history with Chris Riley and his own support for local far-left socialists. Lie number two, Kent Hizer was in favor of all the draconian COVID-19 measures simply because his last name rhymes with Pfizer. And he got an award for doing work with the federal government and local hospitals during COVID. Gross. Unqualified. Even though I can't list a single COVID measure that Kent Hizer actually supported, you're gonna have to trust me. Fact. Kent Hizer was head of a FEMA federal response team during COVID. He worked with the federal government in conjunction with local hospitals to create makeshift treatment centers that resulted in fewer patients being turned away when all the hospitals were overcrowded. He even got an award for doing his work. But yes, his last name does rhyme with Pfizer, so you got him there. Lie number three. Kent Hizer and his wife are childless by choice. Therefore, he doesn't care about working families. Unqualified. Facts. Nobody's damn business why Kent and his wife don't have any children. For all we know, it could be for medical reasons. Moreover, I don't remember anybody, especially anybody from AAA, using that attack line to our late Congresswoman Jackie Walorski, who also coincidentally didn't have any kids. So why are they so concerned about this now? All of a sudden, also, knowingly attacking somebody because they don't have any children is a dick move. So yeah, AAA or anybody else who's willing to stoop that low in the first place, because doing so just makes you a human being. There were other smears about Kent being a Freemason and how that somehow makes him anti-God and so on. Arguments like this are so ridiculous and stupid, they're not even worth responding to or discussing. That smear alone discredits themselves into obscurity. Finally, I do realize that me endorsing Kent Hizer opens myself up for personal attacks made by these same simps. I'm okay with that because the lines in the sand have to be drawn somewhere. So no, I won't sit idly by and be silent while a perfectly good conservative candidate gets attacked personally simply because he's in their way of more power and influence. Kent Hizer is guilty of anything. It's having a strong conservative record. I'll happily debate anyone on Kent Hizer's conservative credentials versus Andy Rutten's any day of the week. So that's all I got for right now. I wanted to make sure if you weren't aware of what's going on, now you have the other side of the story. So next time you try to make one of those ad hominem attacks on Kent Hizer, okay, please get all the facts first. Do your research. Don't just listen to someone's opinion, but actually look up the facts. That's all I got for right now. Stay informed, folks.